What's up everybody, welcome back man. Today we're going to do another final, probably one of the last comparisons I do between the Galaxy S10 and another phone until I get it. But I really wanted to do this comparison. I wish I'd done this one earlier, but I want to look at this Samsung Galaxy S10 and compare it against the Samsung Galaxy S7 to see, how much of an upgrade is going on here. Now I will tell you, okay, first of all, the Galaxy S10 hasn't really been officially released to anybody. The only people who've gotten it have seen the demo units. Nobody has bought one yet, but what I want to tell you is the Samsung Galaxy S7 is still a pretty decent phone, I will say. The software support is done, so it kind of sucks. And obviously, if you had to choose one between one another, obviously get the Galaxy S10. But I really do think the Galaxy S7 is still a pretty decent deal for its money. It's kind of in that middle ground, but I did a double eye swipe not too long ago, kind of an updated review. If you want to watch that, go type in like my name and then Galaxy S7, you'll find it. But I kind of want to talk about the specs, everything that we know so far about these phones, even after the release, and kind of go from there, man. The Samsung Galaxy S7 had a 5.1-inch screen. It was Super AMOLED, 1440p, whereas the Samsung Galaxy S10 has a 6.1-inch dynamic AMOLED screen, whatever that means. That one is also 1440p. It's a little higher resolution, a little bit, but the weird thing is, and I don't really understand this, the pixels per inch are actually higher on the Samsung Galaxy S7 than on the Galaxy S10. Now, I said I don't understand it, but I kind of understand it now. I don't know why I'm dumb like that. The screen on the Galaxy S10 is bigger, so obviously the pixels are kind of spread out a little bit more. It's not even going to be that big of a deal. I'm sure the Samsung Galaxy S10 panel is far better than the Galaxy S7, or a little bit better, who knows. It does get brighter though, so that's really, really cool. And they're both actually IP68 dust and water resistant, so you can dip both of them 1.5 meters of water for 30 minutes. I really was thinking Samsung would take a better approach, maybe IP69 or 7. Pause, but I don't really know what's going on there. Is there an IP69 or IP70 certification? I don't know if that even exists, but at least some water dust resistance is perfectly fine. They both still have the headphone jack, so that's super, super cool. A big difference is though is that Galaxy S7 does have a micro USB port on the bottom. The Galaxy S10 only has a USB Type-C, and that's a humongous upgrade. So kind of a sad thing for the Galaxy S7. It was the last Galaxy phone to have a micro USB port, so it's kind of like in that realm, but it's okay. In terms of software, like I said, the Galaxy S7 is not supported anymore, but you can always flash a custom ROM. There's still a ton of them out there. The Galaxy S10 is literally just getting started, so pretty excited for the future of the Galaxy S10, man. I think the Galaxy S10 really brought a lot this year, man. Now, in terms of performance, I'm going to tell you the specs, and I'll tell you that the Galaxy S10 is faster afterwards. The Galaxy S7 had the Exynos 8890 octa chipset, an octa-core CPU, and 4 gigs of RAM, where the Galaxy S10 has the Exynos 9820 octa chipset on some variants, and a Qualcomm SDMA Snapdragon 855 chipset on the other ones. It also has an octa-core CPU, and some variants have 6 gigs of RAM and other ones have 8 gigs of RAM. So I'll tell you right now, the Galaxy S10 is going to be far better and far faster than the Galaxy S7. And man, it's expected. The Galaxy S10 is a newer, better, faster phone. It costs a lot more, so that makes perfect sense, man. The Galaxy S7, in my opinion, isn't horribly slow. I would say that if you have never cleaned it out, if you never, not physically, but if you never did a clean install or factory reset it, then reinstalled everything on it, you might notice your phone is a little bit sluggish, especially if you've been using it for multiple years. But I will say that no matter what, the Galaxy S7, I think, is still a decent device in terms of performance. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's going to beat the Galaxy S10 anytime soon, I don't think. But I do have a lot of respect for the Galaxy S10 and how much it brought this year. So that's pretty much that in terms of performance. Again, it's faster and everything, but we kind of expected that. But here's where the crazier stuff starts getting into, and it's actually a lot to do with the camera. Now, the Galaxy S7 had a single 12 megapixel sensor on the back. You could shoot 4K videos on it, and I'll tell you from first-hand experience, I've been using the Galaxy S7 for so many years now. The camera on this is still fairly good. I don't think it's amazing, but I definitely think for factoring in the price and how old this phone is, I don't really think it really gets much better than this for the price tag and for the year it was released. I think the camera on this is definitely on the better side rather than the worse side. Whereas on the Galaxy S10, it actually brought 2 extra sensors from the previous version, which was the Galaxy S9. So we have 3 sensors on the Galaxy S10, 2 12 megapixel sensors and a main 16 megapixel sensor. And these things allow you to do ultra wide photos and ultra wide panoramas and crazier things like that, man. And obviously there's no comparison. The Galaxy S10 is going to be a far better device, even in terms of the camera, than the Galaxy S7. And I think it has a lot to do with the features as well. Samsung really did a good job at implementing a ton of features in the Galaxy S7 camera, but I really feel like with the Galaxy S10, they just took it up to an even bigger notch, no pun intended. So definitely without a doubt, the Galaxy S10 is a far better camera than the Samsung Galaxy S7. But like I said, the Galaxy S7 isn't a horrible camera now either, so that's where I'm going to leave it at. And even with the front camera, obviously the Galaxy S10 removed all the bezel, just has the hole punch display on it, where the Galaxy S7 has a ton of bezel. But with that front camera, we have a 5 megapixel sensor on the Galaxy S7 and a 10 megapixel sensor on the Galaxy S10. And you could shoot 1440p videos on the front camera of the Galaxy S7, which is pretty interesting, but you can actually now shoot 4K videos on the Galaxy S10's front camera. So again, you're getting a much better camera jump from the Galaxy S7, which is expected. You know, I really don't think anybody was expecting a worse camera on it. But the fact that we can shoot 4K videos on the front-facing camera is so cool, and I just love that progression that we're having. And I think a lot more than just the front-facing camera, I think it's just how they implemented it in with that hole punch design. I think that's going to get a lot more people talking than just the camera itself, in my opinion. Now, in terms of the battery life, this is what I'll tell you. The Galaxy S7 had a 3000 mAh battery, the Galaxy S10 has a 3400 mAh battery, and without a doubt, the Galaxy S10, in my opinion, is probably going to have better battery life than the Galaxy S7. I really don't think there's any way how we would go get the phone and it would just be really worse or something like that, or really bad. But what I will tell you is that, especially now with the Galaxy S7, the battery, if you've been using it for a long time, it's probably not at the full 3000 anymore. It's probably down to like 2000 or even lower than that, depending on the usage, because batteries do depreciate over time. I will say if we're taking a brand new Galaxy S7 with a brand new battery and a brand new Galaxy S10, 100% the Galaxy S10 would outlast the Galaxy S7. Neither of these have removable batteries. They both do have micro SD card slots, so that's really cool. You can just go put more flash storage on it and you're set. But in terms of the batteries, they're sealed in. I will give it 100% to the Galaxy S10 in terms of better battery life and a bigger battery size, so that's really cool. And a really cool feature of the Galaxy S10 is that you can do reverse wireless charging, so you can actually go and charge the Galaxy S7 from the Galaxy S10 by putting it on the back of the phone, whereas you can't do that on the Galaxy S7. You can't really do that on any other Galaxy phone prior to this new release. So that is so cool, and I'm so glad Samsung did something like that, and I can't wait to test that out. That is a huge feature that's going to be implemented on so many new phones coming out, so really excited for that. And what I'll tell you is, and what I'll end off is some notable things to note. The Galaxy S10 has an inbuilt fingerprint sensor, so that's super cool. The Galaxy S7 had a fingerprint sensor on the front, and I'll be honest, I never really was a fan of it. I think it did its job, but it really wasn't as good as it could have been, in my opinion. The Galaxy S8 was a little bit better, and the Galaxy S9 was a little bit better, but the Galaxy S10, I cannot wait to use it. Hopefully it is a much better fingerprint sensor, even though it's embedded in the display. Another quick thing, like I stated before, they both have micro SD card slots and they both have headphone jacks, so a really cool thing. And what I'll tell you is, man, as a quick comparison, a quick impressions video, 100% if you had to pick, the Galaxy S10 is a much better device. But what I will also say for Galaxy S7 users, the jump to a Galaxy S8 is also a pretty decent sized jump, and you can get a Galaxy S8 for like around 200, maybe a little bit more. And if you have a little bit more money, get a Galaxy S9. In the used market, these things have depreciated quite a bit. The Galaxy S10, I believe, is selling for $899 for the base model. So for a Galaxy S7, you could probably buy for like $120. The Galaxy S8 you could buy for around $200 to $250. And the Galaxy S9 you could buy for around $350 to $400, probably a little bit less than that. So without a doubt, I will say if you currently have a Galaxy S7, just go upgrade to a Galaxy S8 or S9. You don't really need to go and drop the like $899 for a brand new Galaxy S10, because I think the jump from a Galaxy S7 to a Galaxy S8 or S9 is still a pretty decent jump, but definitely not as big of a jump as you would if you got a Galaxy S10, man. The Galaxy S10 brought a lot of cool stuff, but man, that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it at. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I would really appreciate if you guys could check it out, but more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.